Today is September 25th. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey and Rammer once again. Michael McGreevy went out there yesterday. Another solid outing at the big league level. And as I texted you during the game, I'm ready to see a whole lot more of him in 2025.
Yeah, and it's like we said in the show yesterday, you don't necessarily go by the raw numbers, but you need to peel away some layers. And was he executing pitches? How the other team score their runs? Like that one roller down the third baseline that there was no play on. You don't discredit the opposition. You don't really discredit the pitcher for a exit velocity off the bat of 10 miles an hour. So Coors Field does that. It's one of those places that the raw numbers don't really tell you the story.
He didn't get the win last night. 5 innings of work, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, as you mentioned, but only 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. So he went out there, he threw strikes, and he had the team in a position to win the game before they exploded late to get to that 7-3 victory. Again, that's as he gets older, and he already is. I mean, let's not, this isn't Paul Skeens, 21 years old, a year out of college type stuff. I mean, McGreevy already is 24 years old. So I feel like that's at the point where it's kind of like, okay, let's start to speed this up a little bit and get you in the system and see what we have here.
Yeah. And you didn't say this, but I don't want anybody to misconstrue it. He's kind of right on a typical schedule.
Yeah.
He's climbed his way through the ranks year after year and, paid his dues. And he appears now to be ready to contribute at the big league level. 24 is about right. And I think that's pretty typical.
When you look at some of these other prospects, because he was a first-round pick. He was 18th overall. He was a first-round pick. When you see nowadays, I mean, some of these other first-round picks, it seems like if they're not up and ready a year and a half later, I mean, it almost seems like, okay, they're a bust. We can trade them at this point with some organizations and some prospects these days.
I'd want to see the data on that. I'm not sure how that works. But there are a lot of first-round picks floating around from team to team that clubs fall out of love with them.
Oh, easily. Yeah, there are definitely cases of that. I'm thinking of some of the guys that we have seen from the 23 draft, from the 22 draft that are already making impacts and already being called up and playing with their teams right now. And you even look at a case of the Cardinals with Weatherford down in A-ball right now, but with how highly touted of a guy he was, and knowing that there were some, there were some draft experts that had him going number 1 overall before the injury. I feel like you look at that too as kind of okay, let's hurry up and get there type of guy.
God, I don't know enough about how the organization thinks anymore. You see some guys having success and you wonder why they're not moving up quicker. Then you see other guys like him who skyrocket through in just a couple of months. So I don't know exactly how to get around that, but yeah, I think it's fair to put number 1 pick expectations on him because of how highly regarded he was before the aforementioned hamstring injury.
There is another 2021 draft pick that is going to be making his major league debut in the next couple of days, that being Jackson Jobe of the Detroit Tigers. He was the number 3 overall pick in the 2021 draft, and he has worked his way up through all of the systems here. Single A, low A, high A, double A. He has gone all the way through and now the Tigers, as they approach a playoff position, are calling him up to pitch out of their bullpen in the stretch run. They have limited his innings so much down in AAA this year. They're saying, hey, you know what? You're going to come out there and you're going to be lights out for us in the bullpen in the month of October.
And the more strength they add to their pitching, the better off, because they don't hit great. And so by making that staff stronger top to bottom will only help the way they're trying to win.
Also around Major League Baseball, as we kind of look at playoff clinching opportunities, we saw one last night in San Diego. Rammer, did you make it up all of the way? Did you watch that whole game? I know it was your plan. Did you see the end?
I did not see the end.
Oh, how upset were you when you woke up this morning and realized you missed the end of that?
No, I wasn't upset, but I thought it was pretty cool that they're grinding, and Mike Schultz got him playing about as well as they can play, and if they can get one more tonight, this is going to be tight cheeks time.
Yeah, it will. For those of you that missed it, been living under a rock today, the Padres clinched a playoff spot and moved to within 2 games of the Dodgers last night, ending the game with a triple play, a 5-4-3 triple play. Machado to, is it Kim at second, or I didn't see who it was at second, over to Arise at first for a triple play to end the game, leaving Shohei on deck too in that scenario.
Unbelievable.
And being able to clinch that way, just an incredible end to that game in San Diego last night for the Padres and the Dodgers, and they go again tonight for game 2 out of 3 in that series. And Rammer, also history was denied from us last night on the south side of Chicago as the White Sox pulled out a victory. They are from what I don't know if you saw on Twitter. The reports on Twitter was as lively as a crowd last night as they have had in a long, long time. Fans going out to witness history last night in Major League Baseball.
You know, it's funny. Typically, it's the mediocre teams, the ones kind of in the middle of the pack, that get the most apathy. And while the numbers for the terrible teams are that way down, the people who do show up are hardcore and really into it, whether it's the White Sox, the Athletics, whomever. And I'm really not surprised by that.
The Athletics, by the way, saw a video last night of fans removing the seats from the Oakland Coliseum and trying to take them home with them. For all the fans out there, the diehard Cardinal fans out there that that have 2 seats in their living room or in their den or their basement from Old Bush or Sportsman's Park or wherever. Yeah, fans were trying to do that themselves. You better believe John Fisher wants every single cent of that to be able to sell that when it's all said and done and make some more money off these Oakland faithfuls. I've
been very lucky. I do have a pair of seats from Memorial Stadium, and I do have one seat, a Blues yellow seat from the old arena. And so that's we don't ever use them for anything, but it's kind of fun having them.
I do when I have gone over to people's house that have that, it's a cool centerpiece to have in the room of just having 2 seats from an old stadium there in the house. I do like when I get to see those out in the wild.
My favorite old stadium story, former Detroit Tigers catcher Jim Price, he became a Tigers broadcaster. And when old Tiger Stadium, when they were done with it, moving to the new one, he insisted on getting the visitors' urinal and taking it to his house. And he told me, think of how many great Hall of Fame players have peed in this urinal. And you can't argue that point.
Remember that reminds me, you know who owns center field from old Bush 2, right?
Owns center field? What do you mean?
The center field wall.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Jim Edmonds has that in his, Jim Edmonds got the center field, the 402 wall part of Bush 2.
I wonder how they did that. That would have been a feat to cut that out and get it on a truck and all that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he talked about that when I did the show with him. Yeah, he has center field. I don't know where it is now, but he owns the center field wall for Busch Stadium too.
And he owns center field, so it's appropriate.
Last game at the Oakland Coliseum tomorrow afternoon. So I would imagine tonight is where the rowdy crowd will be because they had priced out the home finale to
Oh.
fans. So tonight is where the diehards were trying to get in there. So this is where the statements are going to be made. No lineups yet. Yeah.
I don't know how those seats are attached in Oakland Coliseum, but expect ratchets and adjustable wrenches, crowbars, people trying to sneak in all kinds of tools to come away with a souvenir. That could be crazy.
Erick Fedde against Austin Gomber tonight, 7:40 start time at Coors Field. The Cardinals see one of their former pitchers, the key part in the Nolan Arenado trade.
Yeah.
Gomber 5-11 on the season with a 4.67 ERA. Talk to you tomorrow right here on Daily Cards Live. Brought to you as always by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Rammer Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri and St. Louis on the east side, St. Charles and St. Charles County. And of course, 3 locations in Northeast Missouri, and each and every branch feels like your hometown bank. Royal Banks, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. Talk to you tomorrow right here on Daily Cards Live.
Munganess St. Louis Acura has the all-electric Acura ZDX. The ZDX can go up to 313 miles on a single charge, and the DC fast charging lets the ZDX gain up to 80 miles in just 10 minutes. When you lease an Acura ZDX, you can save up to $7,500 with a federal EV lease credit. Or you can buy the new ZDX and get 0.9% for up to 72 months. Come on in to Munganess St. Louis Acura and take a look at the new ZDX for yourself.